Hi everyone, welcome to our food product development presentation. We are proud to introduce CRISPEH, a crunchy, nutritious tempeh snack made from 3 different beans. This project brought together our creativity, scientific thinking, and teamwork to develop something both delicious and meaningful. Let's meet the team.
And first, we're going to begin with the product description. CRISPEH is a crunchy plant-based snack made from a nutritious blend of soybeans, dal, and black eyed peas. It's known as kacang mata hitam that is infused with a special hot and spicy seasoning. It is carefully crafted for today's busy and for health-conscious consumers. The CRISPEH offers a guilt-free snacking experience that both satisfying and wholesome. Whether you're craving a crunchy bite or looking for a nutritious alternative to regular snacks, CRISPEH delivers bold flavor in every bite, powered by legumes perfected with a special hot and spicy seasoning.
Next is for novelty and uniqueness of our product. First, use of mixed legumes and nuts. Unlike the traditional tempeh that is made solely from soybean, our innovation includes black eyed peas, split pea, and soybean in one tempeh. Next, it is also enhanced nutritional quality. As we know, tempeh already have many health benefits that we can gain, such as effect on the gut health and cancerous cell illness. However, by mixing other nuts, it can enhance the nutritional quality more. Each bean has its own benefits. For example, split pea has a good source of fiber and protein and are low in fat, cholesterol, and sodium. They also provide high vitamin and mineral including zinc, potassium, and iron. Black eyed peas is a good source of fiber and protein. It is also containing nutrients such as vitamin A and K, calcium, and iron. Lastly, soybean also very rich source of plant-based protein and fat, have high fiber content. It is also a good source of several vitamins and minerals, including vitamin K1, folate, copper, manganese, phosphorus, and thiamine. The significance for today's application. First, nowadays, consumers seek plant-based high-protein snack with added functional benefits. By combining legumes and nuts, the product delivers improved satisfaction, healthy fats, and essential micronutrients such as iron, magnesium, and folate. Next, as the snack food market evolves, consumers are drawn to traditional products with modern twists. This product combines cultural familiarity with nutritional innovation. It is ideal for both local market and health-conscious global consumers.
Formulation table. Ingredients: soybeans, black eyed beans, and dal beans. We use in about 1 kg. So, the function is, it is a main protein source for fermentation and also it supports mold growth. Water, we use in about 3 to 4 liter. It used for soaking and boiling and also soften beans for dehuling. It helps activate fermentation. For tempeh starter, which is ragi, we use in about 4 grams. So, it introduces beneficial mold for fermentation from white mycelium that binds beans and also adds umami flavor. We use tropical flavor in about 80 grams. It helps absorb excess moisture from the beans before inculation and also improve the binding and firmness of the final tempeh block and also act as light food safe coating to prevent sticking and uneven fermentation. For plastic, we use as needed. So it will provide irritation for mold and also it will shade and contains the tempeh. In addition, we use cooking oil in about 500 grams. So cooking oil is a cooking medium for crispiness. So it is rapid heat transfers and also enhanced flavor and also texture. Lastly, flavoring powder. We use in about 120 grams. So it will improve market appeal and also add flavor and also color. I will explain the process of making tempeh using a combination of soybeans, black eyed beans, and dal beans. First, we start by weighing our ingredients. We need 500 grams of soybean, 250 grams of black eyes beans, and also dal beans. This mixture will be the base of our tempeh. Next, soak all the beans in the water at a room temperature for 4 to 6 hours. This will help to soften the beans and make them easier to process. Okay, once it's soaked, we peel and clean the skin of the beans. This step is usually done using gloves for the hygiene purpose. After that, we boil the beans until they are soft. This cooking process is important to ensure beans are fully cooked and safe to eat after fermentation. After boiling, we drain the beans and place them in a bowl to cool and dry slightly. To remove any excess moisture, we dry the beans in the drying cabinet at 50 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. While waiting, we prepare 4 grams of tempeh starter, also known as ragi, and 80 grams of tapioca flour. These 2 ingredients are crucial for fermentation and also structure. Next, we transfer the dry beans into a large bowl. Then, we add tempeh starter and tapioca flour into a bowl and mix everything thoroughly to ensure even fermentation. After that, we pack the mixture into the round ice cream plastic bag and tie the ends using rubber bands to secure them. To allow airflow and help the fermentation process, we put small holes in the plastic bag using a fork. Then, we place them on a tray and cover them with a cloth. Finally, we let the tempeh ferment at room temperature for 48 hours. After 2 days, the tempeh will be ready to use or cook. Next, we will turn the tempeh into crispy tempeh chips. So first, slice the tempeh thinly in about 1 to 2 millimeters thin using a sharp knife. So thin slices are important to make sure that chips become crispy when fried. Next, heat the oil in a deep pan to about 160 to 170 degrees Celsius. Make sure the oil is hot enough before frying. After that, fry the slices in batches and cook them until they are turned golden brown. This usually takes about 2 to 3 minutes. Once they are cooked, remove the chips and drain them on the paper towel to remove the excess oil. While the chips are still warm, put them into a bowl and sprinkle them with seasoning powder. So in here, we choose a spicy flavor. Then, shake and toast the bowl to make sure all the chips are well coated with the seasoning. After that, let the chips cool down completely. This step is important to keep the chips crispy and to avoid moisture when packaging. Finally, once cool, store the chips in the airtight container to maintain freshness and crunchiness. That's how we make our delicious and crispy tempeh chips. Now, let's see the techniques and methods that we use. So, these are the techniques and methods that we use in making tempeh. First, soaking. So, technique this is to soak beans in the clean water in about 4 to 6 hours. It is to soften the beans and start the natural fermentation process. Dehuling. This is a technique to remove the outer skin of the beans by rubbing. So, it will improve the texture and help in fermentation. Boiling. This is a technique to boil the beans in about 30 to 45 minutes, depends on types of beans. The purpose is to cook the beans and prepare them for inoculation. Other than that, we use also drying. This technique is drain and spread beans to cool and remove excess moisture. So it will prevent the spoilage and promotes good mold growth. Inoculating with tempeh starter, which is ragi. This technique emits the beans with the starter containing resolves most spores. So it will start the fermentation process. Packing and fermentation. This technique pack beans into perforated plastic ice cream and incubate at room temperature for 48 hours. It will allow the mold growth and bind the beans into a solid cake. Now, let's explore technique and methods that we use in tempeh chips. First, slicing. So this technique, we thinly slice the fermented tempeh in about 1 to 2 mm thin using a knife. So the purpose is to ensure even frying and crispiness. Next, drying. This technique using oven for 5 minutes. It is to reduce the moisture and also prevent oil splatter. After that, deep frying. This technique is fried in a hot oil which around 170 to 180 degrees Celsius until it golden brown, so it will turn the slice into the crispy chips. Then we put the seasoning. This technique soaks slices in a bowl that contains sprinkled seasoning powder. It will add the flavor and also color. After that, we cooling and packaging. This technique will drain the oil, cool completely, and pack in the airtight containers. The purpose is to keep the chips crispy and fresh. Processing parameters for tempeh chips. So we have time, which is first soaking. It took in about 6 to 12 hours. So it allows the beans to absorb water, swell, and soften for the easy dehuling. Next, boiling. We took in about 30 to 45 minutes. To soften the beans, remove anti-nutrients, and also prepare them for fermentation. Next, incubation. It took in about 36 to 48 hours. This is the fermentation period where the mold grows and binds the beans. Temperature, soaking and boiling. So for soaking, it is in a room temperature, which is 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. For boiling, it is 100 degrees Celsius. Cooling before inoculation. Let beans cool to 30 to 35 degrees Celsius before adding the starter, because if too hot, it can kill the mold spores. Fermentation or incubation. Keep between 30 to 37 degrees Celsius. This is an ideal range for rhizopus mold growth. Too cool equal to slow growth. If too hot, may kill the mold or cause spoilage. Humidity during incubation should be around 60 to 80%. High humidity support mold growth, but too much can cause bacterial contamination or soggy texture. Proper irrigation is ventilated wrapping like perforated plastic is helped to balance the humidity. Preparation detail. Dehuling. After soaking, remove the skin to improve texture and prevent off flavors. Draining and drying. Before adding the starter, beans must be dry on the surface, not wet, or mold won't grow properly. Inoculation. Mix the starter evenly to ensure consistent fermentation. Packaging. Wrap loosely to allow air circulation, which is essential for aerobic mold fermentation. Next, this is the equipment that we use in making tempeh and tempeh chips.
Next, let's look at the ingredient used in our product and the costing. We use soybean 500 gram costing 3 ringgit 45 cent. For dal, 200 gram cost 2 ringgit 23 cent, and black eyed peas also 250 gram costing 1 ringgit 98 cents. Tempeh starter was used in small quantity, that is 4 gram, at a very low cost of only 6 cents. We also use 80 gram of rice flour, which cost 33 cents. For cooking oil, we use 500 gram costing 1 ringgit 25 cent. Lastly, we added 3 gram of hot and spicy seasoning, which costs 8 ringgit 40 cent. This is because it's a premium ingredient with intense flavor. So the total cost of this main ingredient comes to 70 ringgit 70 cents. In addition to the main ingredient, we also included cost for packaging material. 1 unit general packaging cost, that is Ziploc, is 35 cents, and we also use ice cream plastic tube, which is 22 cents to make the shape. This brings our total additional cost is 80 ringgit 27 cents. Now let's move on the estimation for our selling price. After calculate the weight of beans, we get 16 units of the product, and the total cost is 55 ringgit 36 cents. For the ingredient cost, which mark up 33% of the total, amounting to 80 ringgit 27 cents. For the salary allocation, we estimate it at 20%, which is 11 ringgit 7 cents, and for the utility is also 20%, that is 11 7 cents. And lastly, we have a profit margin of 27%, giving us 49.94 cents. To calculate the cost per unit, we divide the total cost 55 ringgit 36 cents by 19 units, which give us 2 ringgit 91 cents per unit. For the profit per unit, we divide the 14 ringgit 94 sen by 19, giving us 79 sen. So finally, the selling price per unit, which is 80 gram, is set at 3 ringgit 70 sen.
Next, I will explain about the packaging of our food product. This is the primary packaging used for our tempeh chip product, CRISPEH. The packaging is not only designed to attract attention, but also to provide all the essential information required under the Malaysian Food Act 1983 and Food Regulation 1985. On the front, we have the clear product name, a clear product image, and several icons and claims including vegan, no preservative, and delicious. These are meant to quickly communicate the benefits to consumers. On the back of the packaging, we include all the mandatory labeling elements such as the ingredient list, manufacturer information, allergen information, storage instruction, nutritional information, the country of origin, expiry date, and lastly the net weight. We have also ensured that all critical information is presented in Bahasa Malaysia as required for local compliance while maintaining bilingual labeling to enhance consumer understanding. Overall, our packaging is designed to not only be attractive and informative but also fully compliant with food labeling laws in Malaysia.
Lastly, these are the results of sensory evaluation conducted on 2 samples. Sample 568 used direct frying method, while sample 252 used oven-dried and frying method. This evaluation used hedonic scale, a 9-point scale ranging from 1, which is dislike extremely, to 9, which is like extremely. This test was conducted to measure the level of liking among the panelists. A total of 30 panelists participated in this test. For sample 568, the most common score was 7, which gives 31.58%, showing moderate liking. This was followed by 21.05%, who gave scores of 5 and 6, indicating mild to moderate acceptance. 15.79% rated it an 8, and 10.53% gave the highest score of 9, showing strong liking. Overall, the scores were centered around the mid to high range of the scale, indicating that this sample was generally well received. As for sample 252, the most frequent score was 8, which gives 31.58%. This was followed by 26.32%, giving a score of 6, and 21.05%, rating it at 7. Scores of 4 is 10.53%, while both scores of 9 and 5 is 5.26%, indicating some mixed response. When comparing the 2 samples, both showed a similar trend with most ratings clustering around 6 to 8. However, sample 252 showed slightly stronger overall acceptance, with more panelists giving higher scores of 8 and 9. Despite some lower scores, this sample appears to be slightly more favored than sample 568. Both samples, however, were generally liked by the majority of panelists.
We have come a long way from the idea stage to the final product, and we are proud of what we have accomplished together. Thank you for watching our journey in developing this food product. We hope you enjoy learning about it as much as we enjoyed making it. Bye.